Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Christopher Coleman. I'm the town administrator. I want to thank you for being here for this dedication. For those of you who may recall, we had a soft opening back on February 14th. The weather was slightly different than it is now. So I want to welcome, for those of you who were there, I certainly want to welcome you back. I want to thank, I'm going to be thanking some people. I may forget some people, so I do apologize in advance. But obviously the select board for their support, former select board members. We have Nancy Hyde and we have John Hickey. My predecessor, Mike Gillette. Thank you, Mike, for your leadership here. We have John Cronin. There have been a number of people who have done a significant amount of work to get this building to where it is. Nora Lockney was the champion of all this. Nora, thank you for your leadership and thank you for everything you've done. Lizzie McGovern, Rich Adams. We have our finance department has been great. I think this is also a great example of creativity. The work that the select board had with Giorgio to get this building built is thinking outside the box and doing what's in the best interest for the residents of Westwood. Finance department, town council, Pat Ahern, obviously Westwood Media Center. Our IT department has played a significant role in this building, and I believe Donna is here. Thank you, Donna. The architect, Mike McKay. We have our OPM Arcadis Tower Construction. I also want to thank, and this is just yet another example of the town and the schools working together. I believe Emily Parks is here. So Emily, thank you for your support and all the work that you've done to help us here. Also want to thank our facilities director. There were some things that we did with this project that came in when we had the soft opening and we had to do some additional work to get this completed. When I say we, he did. So just want to thank Jimmy McCarthy for all his work and his leadership to get this done. And you'll see some of the work that he had done down there. Just as part of an overview, we'll have three speakers. We'll have our chair of our board, Rob Gotti. We'll have chair of the PBC, John Cummings. And we'll have a member of the Board of Library Trustees, Mary Beth Persons, who will be speaking. Again, thank you all for coming. This is a great tribute to the community, a great tribute to our departments who use this facility. We also will have, I'll have some wrap up, some words to wrap up at the end, but right now I'd like to turn it over to our chair, Rob Gotti.
Can everybody hear me? All right. So it was nearly 140 years ago when a little one-room schoolhouse was built here in Islington. On land that was given by Judge Alonzo Wentworth. Now 16 years later, there were some 70 books deposited here that became the first Westwood Public Library. And then 10 years later, when the school and the library moved around to School Street, it became the Wentworth Hall Community Center. Now today, over the next 100 years, it went through some evolution and expanded and was refurbished a few times. Today, as we look around, it's the centerpiece of the revitalization of this area of Westwood, housing our branch library while also creating space for recreation department, youth and family services, and having some ample meeting space. Now, as you look around the hub here and you see new businesses such as the Muffin House and Neroli Mercado joining mainstays like Islington Pizza and Roach Brothers, we can say Westwood continues to be a very vibrant community. Now, may these new businesses follow in the footsteps of their longtime predecessors and contribute to the support and success of the community, as we know the community will contribute to their success as well. It's my privilege to list some of the people who have contributed in ways great and small to the accomplishment of this facility, and which will build on its historic significance to the town. Chris, both you and Mike Gillette, thank you very much for all that you have done. To the Permanent Building Committee, current chair John Cummings, past chair John Cronin, Ken Aries, Brian Baer, Lyle Coughlin, Nancy Hyde, Bill Scoble, Chuck Bean, past member, Tom Erickson, past member, and Jessica Cole, who's our recording secretary. Our Board of Library Trustees, Maureen Vanu, the chair, Nancy Donahue, Paul Fitzgerald, Mary Massey Phelps, Mary Beth Persons, and Maria Ryan. And then to our Youth and Family Services Advisory Group. Jenica Mediri is the chair. Mary Carol Walters is the vice chair. I'm going to be challenged on Joya's. Saranciolo's name, sorry about that, John Lockneen, Diane Martucci, Christy McKenney, Brad Pendell, Dave Russell, Trish Tuck, Kathy Cohart, who serves as ex officio, Danielle Sutton, also ex officio, and Mary Ellen LaRose, ex officio. And then a number of students who are part of that. Nyla Bacchus, Lily Donlin, Nicola Mediri, Swan Park, Julia Ritzenberg, Jeremy Stern, Daniel Trider, Ethan Walsh. And then the project development team, Rich Adams, Claire Connors, Pam Dukeman, Nora Locknane, already recognized, Donna McClellan, James McCarthy, Lizzie McGovern, Michelle Miller, Marie O'Leary, and to our architect, Michael McKay. And when you list those names, it sort of brings the old adage to life of, you want something done, find a busy person, because you'll find a lot of those names in a lot of different places. So I just wanted to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for making this happen. And I will turn it over to the PBC chair, John Cummings.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. My name is John Cummings. I am the chair of the Permanent Building Committee. When this was built, I was a member, and John Cronin was the chair. And let's see. I wrote it all down, thank goodness. I have pages and pages, so everybody take a deep breath, relax a little bit. We'll be getting right to it. Pardon me, the revitalization of Islington has been quite a transformation. We are so lucky to have this building that houses the Islington Library, Youth and Family Services, and a fantastic community center downstairs, community center meeting. It would be a vast understatement to say that there were many moving parts in overseeing this building project. And John Cronin and I would like to recognize some of the unsung heroes of this project and our choice for the MVP, because that's what we do. Mike McKay of McKay Architects. We leaned on Mike for way more than he signed up for, and he never complained. Chris Coleman, Michelle Miller, and Pat Ahern. They are a force for good, even behind the scenes. Jimmy McCarthy of our Westwood Facility Manager, Melinda Garfield, the Executive Director of Westwood Media Center, for the redesign and reconstruction of the entire community space. If Cronin and I were giving away a game ball, it would go to Nora Locknane. Without Nora, there's no way that this building or we would all be standing here right now. So we just want to say good luck, use it in the best of health. Cheers.
And now we'll have Mary Beth Person.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? I'm Mary Beth Persons, a trustee of the Westwood Public Library. Sorry for you. You have to listen to me after all of them. On behalf of the Board of Library Trustees, I'm excited to welcome you to the dedication today, especially for the new Islington Branch Library. The opening of the new Wentworth Hall has been long anticipated and took the work of many, as people have described, to bring it to fruition. More than a decade ago, Westwood's residents clearly expressed a desire for a branch library to remain in Islington. Since then, the trustees, among others, have supported that effort through budgetary and planning measures. As an integral part of that process, we were involved in the Islington Task Force. It was created by the Select Board in 2015 to encourage appropriate redevelopment and to explore options respectful of Islington's unique village character. I served on that task force and witnessed the hard work and dedication of many people, including Nora, that Rob mentioned, but most importantly, the valuable input and perseverance of countless residents who helped create this wonderful building. Today we have Wentworth Hall and a renovated branch with character elements of the original building, but all the necessary components of a 21st century library. We've used the same square footage for the library, yet it's been beautifully and efficiently redesigned. We can now welcome everyone to enjoy the library with handicap accessibility, self-check station, business center technology funded by the 21st Century Foundation, beautiful art installations funded by the Friends of the Library, and programs and resources available, similar to the main library. We've recently submitted our 5-year strategic plan to the Mass Board of Library Commissioners, and one of our stated goals is to provide the same services in both places, and now it is possible. The downstairs hall is a dedicated shared community space which allows us to host adult and children's library programs, but also to host collaborative programs with other groups in town, like the Recreation Department, Early Childhood, and Youth and Family Services. Additionally, when folks are waiting for their children in programs held in the community room, they can make use of the library upstairs, which is something patrons expressed a need for. In the short time since the new branch has been open, the number of daily visits by patrons has increased consistently to 1,500 and is still rising. With the new space, new programs, and modern resources, many more people are attracted to the branch. 9 years ago, almost to the day, we dedicated the new Westwood Public Library. The branch has always played a significant role in our Westwood Library system, offering services here in Islington, but also allowing us to maintain library services for all residents when the main library was closed unexpectedly. We'd like to especially thank Claire Connors, our branch librarian, and her staff for packing and setting up our pop-up library so residents had a library presence while the branch was closed during construction. We'd also like to thank our past library directors, Tom Vitti and Tricia Perry, for all the years of work related to this effort, and of course our current director, Lizzie McGovern, who has guided it to its launch. They were assisted skillfully by the expertise of Jimmy McCarthy, facilities director, and his staff who made their jobs much easier. The community's use of the main library is exponentially different than it was before the new building opened. We know that will happen here. We are thrilled for Islington residents and for all Westwood taxpayers to have another jewel in the system. We welcome you to check out the space and invite a friend or family member who may not have seen it yet. We think they'll be impressed. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have some craft tables on the lower level. Thank you to the Library Children's Department and Early Childhood Office. We have some light refreshments downstairs, but I just want to pass on one more sign of appreciation and thanks. There are many events that happen, there are many things that happen in this community and we have 2 key people that are working behind the scenes to make this happen. They don't get a lot of face time, but I want to acknowledge them. Ellen Hurley and Tish Healy. Thank you very much.